In this video, I'm going to go over some position tips of the dogfight half guard. The dogfight half guard is a very good position to understand, especially if you get caught inside the half guard and if you possibly even want to just get out of the half guard. I believe it's a fundamental half guard if you're going to start off with a half guard game. And in my opinion, it's highly recommended to understand this particular position, especially if you or somebody who ends up in scrambles. I mean, this is a common scrambling type of position as well. So let me just talk about some position tips. So first, we're here like this. I have my regular half guard. Now I can get into the dogfight position from regular half guard. I can get into the dogfight position from Z half guard. And those are the main ones. There's other scenarios where I can get into the dogfight. Lots of times you might even get into the dogfight off of a particular scramble. Off of trying to just get up from the half guard. But I'm here like this, right? So let's say the first scenario, I get into the dogfight from the regular half guard. So I'm going to have my frames here. I have my frames so that way I can stop Russ from getting cross faces on me, so we'll put some pressure here. So I want to stop him from flattening me out. I want to stop him from getting cross faces on me. And this is also going to help me get prepared to pummel my arm in as well. So I'm here like this, I'm blocking. Now once I'm here, right, so I'm getting these frames, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of crunch my body in. Here, I'm crunching my body in. Look at my left leg. It actually is kind of kicking a little bit. I'm going to talk about what we do with our left leg as well in different scenarios. So it kicks, right? Now as it kicks, I want to swim inside. Now once I swim inside, it's going to be very natural for your opponent to get an overhook. It's almost instinctive for most people. So I have this position. Now I could come around the waist here like this, or I could come up even higher. I tend to like shrugging my shoulder and coming higher. The reason for this is because if for some reason he tried to pummel back inside, right, I want to be able to stop him from doing that, because if he pummels back inside, he can now drive into me, boom, and break me down. So I'm here, right? I have my frames, I have my proper position. I curl my hand in, I kick. The kicking helps me get this sit-up motion. Boom. Now I come up here. I shrug my shoulder up, because now when he goes to repummel, it becomes harder for him to repummel at this point. Notice how I'm driving my position into him. It becomes harder for him to repummel. Now also, when I'm here, I want to take my outside leg, and especially if I want to get to my knees, I usually want to take this leg and I want to bring it over his other leg here. So you keep that there. And because it's going to be natural for him to have this foot in. So Russ was about to kind of give me his leg. I don't want him to do that because that's not going to happen when we roll. So one thing I'll do is I'll kick my inside leg out, and then I'll swipe my outside leg over at this point. And I'm going to show you a different angle. So once I'm here, now I can take my right leg and bring it up and pull through. Now notice I didn't pull it out just yet. And the reason why I didn't pull it out is because there's going to be times where I possibly want to keep my leg inside here. Many times you're going to want to take your leg out, but there's going to be times where I might want to keep it in. So now, right now, I have this, my hand around his body, I'm grabbing his lat, I'm shrugging my shoulder here. And this is also going to make it much easier for me to stop him from driving shoulder pressure down on me. So when I shrug my shoulder up, when he goes to drive that shoulder pressure, it's much harder. I'm not doing this. I'm not like bending my shoulder downwards. What I'm doing is I'm shrugging upwards like this. Because now when he goes to break my shoulder down, it becomes much harder for him to do. This gives me time to start reacting and start doing things against him. So let's change the angle a little bit. I'm here. I have my position, regular half guard. I'm framing the neck. I'm framing the arm because I want to stop him from coming close to me. The dogfight is reliant on the underhook. The dogfight doesn't exist if I don't have the underhook. He essentially has his own dogfight from the top, and that's a whole different series, right? But if I don't have the underhook, dogfight isn't even a thing. So I'm here like this. He might go to pummel in, right? Boom, and look, I go to stop him. So he goes to pummel, boom, and I do a quick pummel back. Now I come up. At this point, I grab around the lat. Here, look what I'm doing. At this point, I'm kind of taking my right leg, I'm extending it out, bringing my body up. Now I bring my left leg over. At this point, I come underneath. My leg is underneath his ankle here. I didn't pull my leg out yet. I'm also shrugging my shoulder because now when he goes to drive my shoulder down, it becomes harder for him to do. If I'm lazy with this, he's gonna plant me back down at this point. So we're here like this. If I want to take my leg out, I'm gonna lift his leg up. Boom, and now I pull my leg out from there. I have my strong position. I'm pulling onto his lat. If we rotate here, look, I'm pulling onto his lat. I'm shrugging my shoulder in an upward angle here, like this, right? Whoever has the better position here, whoever feels more confident, is going to be able to get their game off easier. So now here I can start working my positions. Here, my hip is nice and tight to him as well. The other thing too is I want to pay attention to his inside leg. So we rotate here. I want to pay attention to this inside leg. The reason why I want to pay attention to it is because if he feels like he has good inner thigh control on me, especially if I lose focus on the shoulder shrug, he can hit me with the Uchimata type of takedown and just throw me right back. Damn. And now we're in this position. I lost my dog fight. He might even get a better scenario. So if we come back, right? So if we're here in this particular position, I need to be conscious of this. So if I feel like he has good pressure on my inner thigh, there's times where I might even sit down on it. So now when he goes to kick me back up, it becomes much harder for him to do. These are little details that a lot of people don't think about. And I'll tell you straight up that this Uchimata kick up is so common. It's extremely common, especially if you're going against people who have judo, wrestling backgrounds. They're trying to knock you back down. So I'm here at a very good position. Now I'm ready to start working. This isn't a position that I'm just going to be hanging out in as well. I want to be fighting, but pay attention to the little points. We shrug that shoulder up. Here, we have a nice sit on his ankle. So when he goes to kick me up, it's much harder. See, he's having trouble breaking me down, and he's having trouble kicking me up. It's going to be a fight, and that's why we also call it the dog fight position, because we're fighting for position here. I can start working for my knee picks. I can start working for my my pinch headlock type of positions on him. I can start working for my my air guitars and my limp arms. Many different scenarios that I can work from here. Another thing I want to talk about is getting that leg over. There's different moments where you can get the leg over. There's many times where I actually like to get the leg over before I ever even get up to my knees. But there's going to be scenarios that vary. Live training is unpredictable many times. So I might end up on my knees not even realizing that it's something that was going to happen, and that I have to make the decision to step over his leg if there's certain movements that I want to do. So when we're here, right? Now let's say I'm in a Z half guard, right? Because we're in a Z half guard. It has the same effect as having the frames. We have arm frames, but now we have a leg frame here. Now I can use the Z half guard to help me go through, but it's the same concept. I kick my leg pass here, boom. Now I come up. So we're here, right? Now what happens is, ideally, I might get my hook over before I even get up. So I come here like this. I bring my bottom leg down here. I step over. Now once I'm here, I can start curling this leg up. So when we're here, let's say he tries to stop me from curling my leg up here. I still got him at this point. So I still have him. Bam. Then I can come up. Now I have my position on him. Here, good position. He goes to kick me. Right? When he was going to shrug, he has trouble doing it. So notice how I'm using my positional tips to stop him from doing these particular movements. If we go back to regular half guard, right? There's times where I'll get the underhook, I'm still down, right? And I'll get this leg swipe before I even get up. So I'll just go like this, here, boom, and then I'll come up. Here, like this. And now I have the dog fight position, so we rotate. And then I'll get here. Let's talk about this arm a little bit. There's a lot of points with this position. Don't get lazy with this arm either. If you get lazy with this arm, it might track up into your shoulder, meaning you might get lazy into your shoulder as well. You're going to learn how important it is to not be lazy with this shoulder. This helps keep you up here. I'm here, like this. Also, pay attention to your opponent trying to pick your arm out. yeah, he's gonna be trying to pick my arm out and pull me down and do different things. I gotta pay attention to those things. So if I have good position, when he goes to pick my arm out, go ahead, pick. Oh, I can fight him. I might be able to work to pick his arm out. I might be able to take my leg out, come, and then get on top. We want to pay attention to all these different things. It's an extremely dynamic half guard situation, but I believe it's very important because you're going to end up in this position without even wanting to end up in this position. There's many times where you'll end up in the dogfight position and you never even started from half guard. It just happens. Lots of times off of takedowns. Person might go for a takedown and I might go for a single leg, right? And he hits a whizzer on me and I'm trying to go for these things. Next thing you know, we end up in a dogfight position. That's just how it's going to work. So this is a valid position even if half guard wasn't a particular thing. So those are some position tips. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll add some things that I possibly missed to talk about in this video. But right now, hopefully this gives you a good starting point to really think about the dog fight position in a positional and dynamic way. All right, if you have any questions or comments, post below. Peace.